Boolean Algebra Part 2. Hello friends, welcome back. We will continue with our discussion on Boolean algebra. In the last class, we have defined Boolean algebra as a finite lattice isomorphic to Bn for some non-negative integer n. Thus, each Bn is a Boolean algebra and so is each lattice Ps with set containment where S is a finite set. The circuits in computers and other electronic devices have inputs, each of which is either a 0 or a 1, and produce outputs that are also zeros and ones. Circuits can be constructed using any basic element that has two different states. Such elements include switches that can be in either the on or the off position, and optical devices that can either be lit or unlit. In 1938, Claude Shannon showed how the basic rules of logic, first given by George Boole in 1854 in his The Laws of Thought, could be used to design circuits. These rules form the basis for Boolean algebra. Example 1. Consider the lattices D20 and D30 of all positive integer divisors of 20 and 30 respectively under the partial order of divisibility. Since D20 shown in figure 1 has 6 elements and 6 is not equal to 2 raised to n for any integer n greater than or equal to 0, we conclude that D20 is not a Boolean algebra. The poset D30 has 8 elements, and since 8 is equal to 2 cube, it could be a Boolean algebra. By comparing their Hasse diagrams, we see that D30 is isomorphic with B3, which is shown in figure 2. We see the one-to-one correspondence of f from D30 to B3 defined by f of 1 is equal to 0 0 0, f of 2 is equal to 1 0 0, f of 3 is equal to 0 1 0, f of 5 is equal to 0 0 1, f of 6 is equal to 1 1 0, f of 10 is equal to 1 0 1, f of 15 is equal to 0 1 1, and f of 30 is equal to 1 1 1. This is an isomorphism. Thus, D30 is a Boolean algebra. If a finite lattice L does not contain 2 raised to n elements for some non-negative integer n, we know that L cannot be a Boolean algebra. If mod L is equal to 2 raised to n, then L may or may not be a Boolean algebra. If L is relatively small, we may be able to compare its Hasse diagram with the Hasse diagram of Bn. In this way, we have seen that D30 is a Boolean algebra, but this technique may not be practical if L is large. In that case, we may be able to show that L is a Boolean algebra by directly constructing an isomorphism with some Bn or equivalently with Ps with set containment for some finite set S. Suppose, for example, that we want to know whether a lattice Dn is a Boolean algebra and we want a method that works no matter how large n is. The following theorem gives a partial answer for this. Theorem 1. Let n equal to p1 into p2 into etc. pk, where the pi are distinct primes. Then Dn is a Boolean algebra. Example 2. Since 210 is equal to 2 into 3 into 5 into 7, 66 is equal to 2 into 3 into 11, and 646 is equal to 2 into 17 into 19, we see that D210, D66 and D646 are all Boolean algebras. In other cases of large lattices L, we may be able to show that L is not a Boolean algebra by showing that the partial order of L does not have the necessary properties. A Boolean algebra is isomorphic with some Bn and therefore with some lattice Ps with set containment. Thus, a Boolean algebra L must be a bounded and a complemented lattice. In other words, it will have a greatest element I corresponding to the set S and a least element 0 corresponding to the subset null set. Also, every element x of L will have a complement x dash. L must also be distributive. The principle of correspondence then tells us that the following rule holds. Theorem 2. Substitution rule for Boolean algebras. any formula involving union or intersection or that holds for arbitrary subsets of a set S will continue to hold for arbitrary elements of a Boolean algebra L if meet is substituted for intersection and join for union. Result 1. If L is any Boolean algebra and x, y and z are in L, then the following three properties hold. X dash dash is equal to x, which is the involution property. X meet y the whole complement is equal to x complement join y complement, and x join y the whole complement is equal to x complement meet y complement. Both of these together are known as De Morgan's laws. Boolean functions. Boolean algebra provides the operations and the rules for working with the set 0 1. Electronic and optical switches can be studied using this set and the rules of Boolean algebra. The three operations in Boolean algebra that we will use most are complementation, the Boolean sum and the Boolean product. The complement of an element denoted with a bar is defined by 0 bar is equal to 1 and 1 bar is equal to 0. The Boolean sum denoted by plus or by OR has the following values: 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, 1 plus 0 is equal to 1, 0 plus 1 is equal to 1 and 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. The Boolean product denoted by dot or by AND has the following values: 1 dot 1 is equal to 1, 1 dot 0 is equal to 0, 0 dot 1 is equal to 0 and 0 dot 0 is equal to 0. The symbol dot can be deleted just as in writing algebraic products. Unless the parentheses are used, the rules of precedence of Boolean operators are: first, all complements are computed, followed by Boolean products, followed by all Boolean sums. Now let us see one example. Example 3. Find the value of 1 dot 0 plus 0 plus 1 complement. The solution is 1 dot 0 plus 0 plus 1 the whole complement is equal to 0 plus 1 bar, which is equal to 0 plus 0, that is equal to 0. The complement, Boolean sum and Boolean product correspond to the logical operators negation, disjunction and conjunction respectively, where 0 corresponds to F for false and 1 corresponds to true T. Equalities in Boolean algebra can be directly translated into equivalences of compound propositions. Conversely, equivalences of compound propositions can be translated into equalities in Boolean algebra. Example 4. Translate 1 dot 0 plus 0 plus 1 complement is equal to 0 into logical equivalence. Solution. We obtain a logical equivalence when we translate each 1 into a T, each 0 into a F, each Boolean sum into a disjunction, each Boolean product into a conjunction and each complementation into a negation. We obtain T disjunction F conjunction negation of T conjunction F is equivalent to F. Now, we will see the translation of propositional logic to Boolean algebra. Example 5. Translate the propositional logic T disjunction T conjunction negation of F is equal to T into an identity in Boolean algebra. Solution. We obtain an identity in Boolean algebra when we translate each T into a 1, each F into a 0, each disjunction into a Boolean sum, each conjunction into a Boolean product and each negation into a complementation. We obtain 1 dot 1 plus 0 bar is equal to 1. Boolean expressions and Boolean functions. Let B is equal to set 0 1, then Bn defined by the set x1, x2, etc. xn such that xi belongs to B for 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to n is the set of all possible n tuples of zeros and ones. The variable x is called a Boolean variable if it assumes values only from B, that is, if its only possible values are 0 and 1. A function from Bn to B is called a Boolean function of degree n. Let us see an example. Example 6. The function f of xy is equal to xy bar from the set of ordered pairs of Boolean variables to the set 0 1 is a Boolean function of degree 2 with f of 1 1 is equal to 0, f of 1 0 is equal to 1, f of 0 1 is equal to 0 and f of 0 0 is equal to 0. These values of f are given in table 1. Boolean functions can be represented using expressions made up from variables and Boolean operations. The Boolean expressions in the variables x1, x2, etc. xn are defined recursively as 0, 1, x1, x2, etc. xn are Boolean expressions. If E1 and E2 are Boolean expressions, then E1 bar, E1 into E2 and E1 plus E2 are Boolean expressions. Each Boolean expression represents a Boolean function. The values of this function are obtained by substituting 0 and 1 for the variables in the expression. Example 7. Find the values of the Boolean function represented by f of xyz is equal to xy plus z bar. Solution. The values of this function are given in the table 2. In table 2, we can see when x is equal to 1, y equal to 1 and z equal to 1, we have x into y is equal to 1 and z bar is equal to 0. So, our function f of xyz given by xy plus z bar is equal to 1. Similarly, when x equal to 1, y equal to 0, z equal to 1, the value of f x y z is equal to 0 and the remaining values can be seen from the table. Note that we can represent a Boolean function graphically by distinguishing the vertices of the n cube that correspond to the n tuples of bits where the function has value 1. The function f of xyz is equal to xy plus z bar can be represented by distinguishing the vertices that correspond to the 5 3 tuples 1 1 1, 1 1 0, 1 0 0, 0 1 0 and 0 0 0 where f of xyz is equal to 1 as shown in figure 3. Now, let us see some definitions. Equivalence of Boolean functions. Boolean functions f and g of n variables are equal if and only if f of b1, b2, etc. bn is equal to g of b1, b2, etc. bn whenever b1, b2, etc. bn belong to b. Two different Boolean expressions that represent the same function are called equivalent. For example, the Boolean expressions xy, xy plus 0 and xy dot 1 are equivalent. Next is complement of a Boolean function. The complement of the Boolean function f is the function f bar where f of x1, x2, etc. xn is equal to f of x1, x2, etc. xn bar. Boolean sum and product of functions. Let f and g be Boolean functions of degree n. Then the Boolean sum f plus g and the Boolean product f into g are defined by f plus g of x1, x2, etc. xn is equal to f of x1, x2, etc. xn plus g of x1, x2, etc. xn and fg of x1, x2, etc. xn is equal to f of x1, x2, etc. xn into g of x1, x2, etc. xn. A Boolean function of degree 2 is a function from a set with 4 elements, namely pairs of elements from the set 0 1 to B, a set with 2 elements. Hence, there are 16 different Boolean functions of degree 2. Identities of Boolean algebra. There are many identities in Boolean algebra. The most important of these are displayed in table 3. These identities are particularly useful in simplifying the design of circuits. These are the Boolean identities. X complement is equal to x, which is known as law of double complement. X plus x is equal to x and x dot x is equal to x, which is known as idempotent laws. X plus 0 is equal to x and x dot 1 is equal to x. Those are identity laws. X plus 1 is equal to 1 and x dot 0 is equal to 0. Domination laws. X plus y is equal to y plus x and x dot y is equal to y dot x is commutative laws. X plus y plus z is equal to x plus y plus z and similarly x into y into z is equal to x into y into z, which are associative laws. X plus y into z is equal to x plus y into x plus z, and x into y plus z is equal to x into y plus x into z, which are distributive laws. Xy the whole complement is equal to x complement plus y complement, and x plus y the whole complement is equal to x complement into y complement, which are De Morgan's laws. X plus x into y is equal to x, and x into x plus y is equal to x, which are absorption laws, and x plus x complement is equal to 1, it is the unit property, and x into x complement is equal to 0, which is 0 property. We can compare the Boolean identities in table 3 to the logical equivalences by changing each Boolean variable into a propositional variable, each 0 into a f, each 1 into a t, each Boolean sum into a disjunction, each Boolean product into a conjunction, and each complementation into a negation. Let us see an example. Translate the distributive law x plus y into z is equal to x plus y into x plus z into a logical equivalence. Solution. To translate a Boolean identity into a logical equivalence, we change each Boolean variable into a propositional variable. Here we will change the Boolean variables x, y and z into the propositional variables p, q and r. Next, we change each Boolean sum into a disjunction and each Boolean product into a conjunction. This transforms the Boolean identity into the logical equivalence p conjunction q disjunction r is equal to p conjunction q disjunction p conjunction r. This logical equivalence is one of the distributive laws for propositional logic. Duality. The dual of a Boolean expression is obtained by interchanging Boolean sums and Boolean products and interchanging zeros and ones. We will see it in example 9. Example 9. Find the duals of x dot y plus 0 and x dot 1 plus y plus z. Solution. Interchanging dot signs and plus signs and interchanging zeros and ones in these expressions produces their duals. The duals are x plus y dot 1 and x plus 0 into y dot z respectively. Duality principle. An identity between functions represented by Boolean expressions remains valid when the duals of both sides of the identities are taken. This result, called the duality principle, is useful for obtaining new identities. Representing Boolean functions. Given the values of a Boolean function, how can a Boolean expression that represents this function be found? This problem will be solved by showing that any Boolean function can be represented by a Boolean sum of Boolean products of the variables and their complements. The solution of this problem shows that every Boolean function can be represented using the three Boolean operators dot, plus and bar. The second problem is there a smaller set of operators that can be used to represent all Boolean functions? We will answer this problem by showing that all Boolean functions can be represented using only one operator. Sum of products expansion. Example 10 illustrates a procedure for constructing a Boolean expression representing a function with the given values. Each combination of values of the variables for which the function has the value 1 leads to a Boolean product of the variables or their complements. Example 10. Find the Boolean expressions that represent the functions f of xyz and g of xyz, which are given in table 4. You can see in table 4 different values of xyz and corresponding values of the functions f and g are given. For example, when x equal to 1, y equal to 1 and z equal to 1, the corresponding values of f and g are 0 and 0 respectively. The solution. An expression that has the value 1 when x equal to z equal to 1 and y equal to 0 and the value 0 otherwise is needed to represent f. Such an expression can be formed by taking the Boolean product of x, y bar and z. This product y bar z has the value 1 if and only if x is equal to y bar is equal to z is equal to 1, which holds if and only if x is equal to z equal to 1 and y equal to 0. To represent g, we need an expression that equals 1 when x equal to y equal to 1 and z equal to 0, or when x equal to z equal to 0 and y equal to 1. We can form an expression with these values by taking the Boolean sum of two different Boolean products. The Boolean product x y z bar has the value 1 if and only if x is equal to y is equal to 1 and z equal to 0. Similarly, the product x bar y z bar has the value 1 if and only if x is equal to z is equal to 0 and y is equal to 1. The Boolean sum of these two products x y z bar plus x bar y z bar represents g because it has the value 1 if and only if x is equal to y equal to 1 and z equal to 0, or x is equal to z equal to 0 and y is equal to 1. We move on to a definition. A literal is a Boolean variable or its complement. A minterm of the Boolean variables x1, x2, etc. xn is a Boolean product y1, y2, etc. yn, where yi is equal to xi or yi is equal to xi bar. Hence, a minterm is a product of n literals with one literal for each variable. More precisely, the minterm y1, y2, etc. yn is 1 if and only if each yi is 1, and this occurs if and only if xi is equal to 1, yi equal to xi and xi equal to 0 when yi equal to xi bar. Example 11. Find a minterm that equals 1 if x1 equal to x3 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to x4 is equal to x5 is equal to 1 and equals 0 otherwise. The solution is the minterm x1 bar, x2, x3 bar, x4, x5 has the correct set of values. By taking Boolean sums of distinct minterms, we can build up a Boolean expression with a specified set of values. In particular, a Boolean sum of minterms has the value 1 when exactly one of the minterms in the sum has the value 1. It has the value 0 for all other combinations of values of the variables. Consequently, given a Boolean function, a Boolean sum of minterms can be formed that has the value 1 when this Boolean function has the value 1 and has the value 0 when the function has the value 0. The minterms in this Boolean sum correspond to those combinations of values for which the function has the value 1. The sum of minterms that represents the function is called the sum of products expansion or the disjunctive normal form of the Boolean function. Example 12. Find the sum of products expansion for the function f of xyz is equal to x plus y into z bar. Solution. We will find the sum of products expansion of f of xyz in two ways. First, we will use Boolean identities to expand the product and simplify. We find that f of xyz is equal to x plus y into z bar, which is equal to x into z bar plus y into z bar using distributive law, which is equal to x into 1 into z bar plus 1 into y into z bar. It is obtained using identity law, which is equal to x into y plus y bar into z bar plus x bar into y into z bar using the unit property. This is equal to x into y into z bar plus x into y bar into z bar plus x into y into z bar plus x bar into y into z bar, and this is obtained using distributive law, and this is finally equal to x into y into z bar plus x into y bar into z bar plus x bar into y into z bar using idempotent law. Second, we can construct the sum of products expansion by determining the values of f for all possible values of the variables x, y and z. These values are found in table 5. You can see different values for x, y, z and the corresponding values for x plus y, z bar and x plus y into z bar. The sum of products expansion of f is the Boolean sum of three minterms corresponding to the three rows of this table that give the value 1 for the function. This gives f of xyz is equal to x into y into z bar plus x into y bar into z bar plus x bar into y into z bar. It is also possible to find a Boolean expression that represents a Boolean function by taking a Boolean product of Boolean sums. The resulting expansion is called conjunctive normal form or product of sums expansion of the function. These expansions can be found from sum of products expansions by taking duals. Now, let us summarize the contents of this chapter. We have started with the definition and then moved to the properties of Boolean algebra. We have seen the important identities in the Boolean algebra and their logical equivalence. Then we defined Boolean functions and saw various examples. We have also seen methods to represent Boolean functions. We have also gone through the sum of product expansion, which is a procedure for constructing a Boolean expression representing a function with given values. Here are some questions based on the topics which we have discussed. First one, how many different Boolean variables are there of degree 7? Second one, show that 1 bar dot 0 bar plus 1 dot 0 bar is equal to 1. Translate the equation in A into a propositional equivalence. Third one, how many different Boolean functions f of x y z are there such that f of x bar y z is equal to f of x y bar z is equal to f of x y z bar for all values of the Boolean variables x, y and z. Fourth one, find the sum of product expansions of these Boolean functions. First one, f of x y is equal to x bar plus y. Second one, f of x y is equal to y bar. Third one, f of x y is equal to x y bar. And fourth one, f of x y is equal to 1. Fifth one, show that if f and g are Boolean functions of degree n, then a f less than or equal to f plus g and b f g less than or equal to f. Sixth one, prove that absorption law x plus xy is equal to x using the other laws. Seventh one, use a table to express the values of each of these Boolean functions. A, f of xyz is equal to z bar and b, f of xyz is equal to x y bar z plus xyz the whole bar. These books are suggested for further reading. First one is Elements of Discrete Mathematics by C.L. Liu by McGraw-Hill International Edition, Computer Science Series 1986. Second one is Discrete Mathematical Structures 3rd edition by Coleman, Busby and Ross by Prentice Hall, Upper Saddle River, New Jersey. Third one is Discrete Mathematics and its Applications 6th edition by Kenneth H. Rosen by McGraw-Hill International Edition. Fourth one, Discrete Mathematics 6th edition by Richard Johnson Baugh by Pearson Prentice Hall in 2005. And last one is Introductory Discrete Mathematics by V.K. Balakrishnan in 1991. We will see some of the applications of Boolean algebra in the next session. Till then, bye.